In today's world, science and faith are often seen as two opposing forces. But for many believers, science doesn't contradict belief in God, it strengthens it. The precision, beauty, and complexity of the universe don't just inspire awe, they provide evidence of a creator who designed all things with purpose and care. Think about this. Can the magnificent order of the cosmos, the very laws of nature that govern life itself, truly be the product of random chance? Or is it a sign of divine intelligence, a God who orchestrates every detail? In the Bible, we read that the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19:1. This verse resonates deeply with believers when they look at the universe through the lens of science. The more we learn about the cosmos, from the smallest particles to the vastness of galaxies, the more we realize how finely tuned everything is. The distance of the Earth from the Sun, the delicate balance of forces like gravity, the precise conditions necessary for life. Could this all have emerged from chaos without guidance? For Christians, the evidence points clearly to God as the ultimate designer, the one who set everything in motion with a word, as described in Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Islam, too, speaks of the signs of God's existence in the natural world. In the Quran, it is said, "Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and the day are signs for those of understanding." Muslims believe that these signs, revealed in the very fabric of the universe, are clear pointers to God's existence. The intricate design, the balance of ecosystems, and the functionality of the human body. These are viewed not as random occurrences, but as signs of the divine creator, Allah. The Quran invites humanity to reflect deeply on the natural world, recognizing God's handiwork in all things. But it's not just the grandeur of the universe that speaks to God's existence, it's also the complexity of life itself. For example, DNA is often called the language of life, a complex code that guides the development of every living organism. Religious believers ask, can such an elaborate code, more complex than any man-made system, be the result of blind chance? The psalmist reflects on this when he says, "I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well." Psalm 139:14. For believers, this complexity is not just a marvel of science, but a clear indication of God's craftsmanship. In Judaism, too, the natural world is seen as a reflection of the divine. The Hebrew scriptures often link God's wisdom and power to the act of creation. Proverbs 3:19 says, "By wisdom, the Lord laid the earth's foundations. By understanding, he set the heavens in place." Jewish scholars throughout history have pointed to the order and logic within the universe as evidence of God's ongoing involvement in his creation. The beauty of creation isn't seen as an isolated event, but as part of God's continued presence in the world. Many scientists, both past and present, who were deeply religious, saw no contradiction between their faith and their work. Isaac Newton, for example, believed that the laws he discovered were the laws that God had put in place to govern the universe. He saw his scientific work as uncovering the mechanics of God's creation. Similarly, in Islam, the pursuit of knowledge, including scientific knowledge, is considered a form of worship, a way of coming closer to understanding Allah's will. And let's not forget the question of morality. Can we truly explain our sense of right and wrong, our moral compass, without acknowledging a higher power? For the religious, morality is not a social construct, but a reflection of God's nature. Without God, can there be absolute morality, or is everything relative? In Christianity, moral laws are believed to come from God, as reflected in the Ten Commandments. In Islam, the Sharia provides a moral and legal framework that is believed to be divinely ordained, guiding Muslims toward living a life that pleases Allah. Finally, let's consider one of the most significant aspects of human existence: consciousness. Our awareness of self, our ability to reflect, reason, and ask the most profound questions. Where does this come from? Can materialism, which denies the existence of anything beyond the physical world, truly explain the soul? The Bible and the Quran both affirm that humans are not just bodies, but souls created by God. Genesis 2:7 says that God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. In Islam, it is believed that the soul, or ruh, is a divine gift from Allah. The existence of the soul, for many believers, is one of the strongest proofs of God's involvement in our lives. At the end of the day, science provides us with amazing insights into how the universe works, but it doesn't answer the deeper spiritual questions. Why does the universe exist at all? Why do we exist? For the faithful, the answer lies not in science, but in God. It is God who gives life meaning, who provides the purpose behind creation, and who reveals himself not just through Scripture, but through the wonders of the natural world. Science, far from disproving God, reveals more about his majesty.